I recently discovered the concept of a dopamine menu, which is basically your go-to list of things you can do to feel good throughout your day so you don't default to doom scrolling on social media.
Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, I'm Roxy and I'm so happy to have you here. In today's video, we'll be exploring the concept of a dopamine menu, and if you've never heard about this before, don't worry your pretty little head because I will be giving you all of the details. And if you've already heard of a dopamine menu, you can probably stick around for some more ideas for your menu. First and foremostly, a dopamine menu, just as it sounds, is something like a food menu. So it has like starters, sides, entrees, desserts, and even specials. And honestly, it's a fun and interactive way of curating activities and experiences with the aim of boosting your mood, your energy, making you feel more inspired and fulfilled. So hold up, first up we have to get into what is dopamine. And dopamine is a chemical in your brain, aka that feel-good hormone that is released whenever you do something enjoyable or even when you accomplish something. It is also linked to your brain's reward system, and we know our brains love a good reward. So every time you do something that makes you feel happy or boost your mood in any kind of way, the dopamine literally tells your brain, hi, hello, excuse me, it feels good, we need to do that again. So every time we do something rewarding or fun, dopamine is like your brain's way of saying, yes, this was so good, this felt good, let's do this again. So we could see how this can be a positive way, but the thing is, dopamine is a little bit tricky because too much of it can cause you to do not too much good things. So for instance, doom scrolling on your phone, overeating, or buying out more than you should, impulse buying and impulse shopping. Yes, your brain tells you that this feels good and you should do it again, but all of these are not the type of habits that we want to keep up because all of these lead not to the best outcome. It makes you happy in the moment, yes, we're not denying that. It gives you that intense hit of dopamine that wants you to keep doing it. But over time, you will crave doing these things more. You will want to doom scroll more. You would want to continue overeating. You would want to continue impulse shopping. But the thing is, this makes you feel happy, but it is not long lasting. It is temporary. It's short bursts of happiness, and then it's like a sugar crash. It's gonna make you feel not your best after. And most of the times anyway, you do these because you're bored and you do it on a whim. So there's no intentional thought going into this. That's why it has that sugar crash effect. You just don't feel good after. But this is where the dopamine menu comes in. When you intentionally create a dopamine menu, you are setting yourself up for small positive experiences throughout the day. And these little wins can make a huge difference over time, especially when it comes to your mental health and overall well-being. It is about knowing what brings you happiness and how you can plan your day to include things that will give you both short-term enjoyment and long-term fulfillment. I love the idea of a dopamine menu because it's like a playful and intentional way to increase dopamine in your life by choosing activities and experiences that bring you pleasure, excitement, and connection. It also allows your days to feel more balanced, fulfilled, and motivated. Like we said in the beginning, our brains are rewired for rewards, and that is what keeps you going. It wants you to stay motivated. In other words, your brain literally knows that there is a reward waiting and wants you to have that. This is why you feel so good when you accomplish something as simple as checking things off of your to-do list, or even running a 5K. No matter how small, the anticipation of reward, for instance, planning a night out or going out the weekend with your friends, the anticipation of the reward releases dopamine, making you feel excited to keep going. Dopamine also plays a huge role in learning. When you repeat something that gives you a reward, your brain is like, oh my god, hold up, this felt good. This is why we end up forming habits. But not all habits, as we know, are created equally. It can be a good habit like working out consistently, getting your 10K steps in, meal prepping, checking things off of your to-do list, or it could be a not so good habit like rotting and doom scrolling, impulse shopping like we mentioned before. It is all about the reward your brain gets, and that's why you'll keep going back to it. If you're struggling with your mental health and you don't feel your best, you feel unmotivated, you feel down, or you just feel disconnected, this can be caused because of an imbalance of dopamine. The concept of a dopamine menu might just be exactly what you need to give you a way to actively boost your mood and your energy by intentionally choosing activities that boost dopamine in healthy ways. And these small intentional changes, it doesn't require huge efforts, but over time they lead up to big emotional rewards. And if this sounds familiar, it is because of that 1% principle from the Atomic Habits. And I actually have an entire video on that you can go ahead and check out, because it really lays the foundation when it comes to creating sustainable habits. So each time you do something small, each time you have that 1% and you do something that increases your dopamine in a healthy and sustainable way, think about it as if you're stacking up positive experiences over time. And that stack of positive experiences is going to help you switch your mindset over time. You might not feel a huge change after one win, for instance, like if you make your bed and you don't feel so much of a life-changing change. But as you build this up and you make this into part of your daily routine, it is going to add up and it is going to help you manage stress, reduce anxiety, and feel more connected and fulfilled in your life. Okay, so now that we covered what is dopamine and its effect on our mood, our lifestyle, how we feel, our motivation, and all of these things, how it affects our brain, learn, as well as why we do things that we do in our life, let's get into the fun part, which is the dopamine menu. And by the way, I will also have a little template that you can download for free so that you can fill in your own dopamine menu or get ideas from mine. So remember that a dopamine menu is something like a food menu. So first up is our starters, and these often take less than 10 minutes. This serves to give you a quick dopamine boost without even having to try hard or think too much. There are simple, low effort things that you can do right away without having to think, without having to do too much or kick a fuss. And these starters provide you with a quick burst of dopamine that helps you feel energized. So first up, something so simple, easy, stretching or deep breaths. These are small physical activities that trigger endorphin release, making you boost your mood. If you're not having the best day, take a few minutes, 5 minutes at least, go take some deep breaths in a corner, watch a little meditation routine on YouTube, something like that, so that you could just sit with your thoughts and decompress. When you take those few deep breaths and when you meditate for a little while, that is going to immediately boost your mood. You're gonna feel as if everything that you thought was so much going on is not as big as it feels. Meditation and mindfulness activities like these help you to center yourself, reduce stress, and foster a sense of peace. Next up is having a cup of your favorite coffee or matcha for me, or a cup of tea, whatever you like to drink. Having that little ritual right at home of making your tea and then sitting and sipping on it while you're probably reading a book or just looking outside or sitting quietly and living in the moment, honestly. It gives you that comforting, warm, cozy feeling, and it provides a quick, familiar joy that is immediately, of course, going to boost your mood. Next up is complimenting someone. This is completely free to do. You have to admit that whenever you tell someone like, hi, oh my God, I love your nails, or this outfit looks really good on you, or your hair looks absolutely amazing, and they feel so good about themselves, which in turn makes you feel so good about yourself. Compliments are literally the easiest mood boosters, to be honest. It makes you feel happy that you made someone else feel happy and that it made someone else's day, and in turn it makes your day feel good. And it is a great way to get an immediate dopamine hit. Next up is making your bed, something that a lot of us might struggle with. But when you make up your bed and you come home on evenings and your bed is all made up so beautifully, you have your pillows, you have your comforter all nicely put down, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel good when you see it at night or in evenings, and it makes you feel good right after you do it in the morning. And again, this is what your brain likes. Your brain is looking for that feel-good moment. It is wanting to tell you, this is good. Making up our bed feels good. Let's do it again. Let's do it tomorrow. And that is how the habits are formed. You can also listen to music. This is a quick fix. This gives you an immediate booster when you're jamming out to your favorite songs, to your favorite musicians and your singers, and you're just having a little dance party even right at home. Something else that you can do is also get like a stack of affirmation cards, and you can just pull one. Again, quick, it's free, it's easy to do, it has no thinking required. But when you pull your affirmation card and you see something that is positive, it is instantly going to make your day. You're getting that quick burst of dopamine, you get some inspiration, you feel good about yourself, and that is what we're all about. So for me, one of those things is washing my face. When I don't feel like my best self, I just have the urge to wash my face, maybe do a quick little skincare mask. Again, it takes less than 10 minutes, but the results on how I feel is literally priceless. I feel more put together. I feel like if I'm more inspired to start whatever I was doing, maybe I was procrastinating a little bit, I feel like if washing my face is synonymous with having like a fresh slate. So that's why I do that. And something else I love doing is, of course, playing with my cats. My cats are immediate mood boosters. I get that happy feeling whenever I play with them, and I just love them so much. I'm obsessed, as you guys know. So if you have a pet, don't forget to spend some quality time with them, because it is going to be a mutually beneficial relationship. They're going to love you and you are going to love them, obviously, and it's going to make you feel so happy. So let's talk about the next item on our dopamine menu, and that is sides. Sides are basically things that you can do while doing other things. These tend to help with tasks and they go well with other things for a little bit more engagement. So first up is listening to like a podcast or audiobook while you're driving, or even while you're taking your hot girl walks outside, or even cleaning, because that's what I do. When I'm cleaning, I always have something like a YouTube video or a podcast playing. This helps you get through the driving or the cleaning or whatever you're doing, and it gives you a sense of escape and mental stimulation. Next up is simple but so effective, and that is journaling. You can literally light a candle, pour something nice to drink, pull out your journal, and just start writing things down for like 5 minutes. Whatever is in your mind, putting it onto paper, it helps you so much with that mental chatter in your mind. You feel so much better when you just write things down, when you just get it out of your system instead of keeping it within you. This is perfect for reflecting, planning, and it offers mental clarity and helps you to manage your emotions. Next up, cooking. You can cook a simple but delicious meal, even if it's just a snack. Creating something enjoyable can definitely boost your dopamine levels. I recently actually made a little snack box, and it was so much fun, and as soon as I saw it after, I felt that happy feeling, that bubbly feeling. So that was the dopamine hit, obviously. So do little things like these that are not only going to help you, but are intentional things that you could look at, and when you don't feel your best self, you can look at these things and be like, okay, today I want to maybe journal, I want to maybe listen to a podcast while I'm driving, or I want to try a new recipe. All of these things release that feel-good hormone, which makes you want to keep doing it. So for me, some sides, I already mentioned one of them, and that is using my walking pad as well as watching YouTube videos. That is my go-to every single day, and I've been racking up like 12 to 14,000 steps because of this, and it's a no-brainer. I don't have to think too hard. I am literally walking and watching a good video. What more could I want in life? When I'm driving, I also do the podcast, which I did mention before. Something else you can do is call a friend. So if you are like cleaning or something like that, if I'm tidying up my space, I like to call a friend. We chat on the phone and I'm getting things done at the same time. It's an instant mood booster. It makes me feel good. I'm reconnecting with my friends, and I know that when you finish talk to your friends how happy you can feel. Something else as simple as lighting a candle. The act of lighting the candle and then having your space smell absolutely amazing. Instant mood booster. Something else that I've been doing is maintaining the little garden that I have, which is just a rosemary plant at this time and some cat grass for my cats. I wanted to start off small. You guys know I wanted to have a garden and really be serious about it. So now the act of going outside on evenings while it's really nice and sunny, and then I'm going to take my watering can and I water my plants and I'm looking at my things growing, it makes me feel so happy. It makes me want to continue doing this every day. It makes me look forward to doing it. And all of these things, like, it barely takes any effort or energy to do those things. We are onto the main course or the entrees, and these definitely take a little bit longer, maybe like an even hour or so, and these are core activities that may take about an hour or so, so they're definitely longer than the starters and sides that we just mentioned. So this is definitely if you have like some time to yourself where you could really indulge in these dopamine boosting activities. So mains are central to your day. They require more time, focus, and effort, and this is because this provides a deeper, more sustained dopamine hit. They require a little bit more effort than the ones that we mentioned before, but they're essential for creating long-term happiness and a sense of purpose. So first up, immediately, movement, moving daily, working out and moving your body. You can never not feel good after you do this. Whether it is a 10-minute walk after you've had dinner, or a Pilates group class that you went to, or a salsa dancing class, none of those things make you feel bad when you exit it, and that is because your brain has released that dopamine that is making you feel alive. It is making you feel energized. It is giving you all that it is supposed to be giving you. Any kind of physical activity is a major dopamine booster and helps you feel accomplished and energized. Next up is creative hobbies, and God alone knows I am in my hobby era, you guys. Engaging in something artistic like sketching or knitting or even crafting stimulates your creativity and provides satisfaction. When you work on a personal project or hobby, whether it is developing a side business or pursuing a passion, these activities help you build long-term fulfillment. And you guys, I'm literally so excited to let you know that I came out with my own coloring book. It is the cutest thing ever. It is a girl therapy, bold and easy coloring book filled with some of the best designs from my planners over the years. So if you didn't know, I do have my own planners and stationery brand. So I finally decided to make these into actual things that you can color. It is so much fun, so addictive. I've been doing this every single day, and this is actually available on Amazon, so you can go ahead and shop it and you can color with me because it is a mix of the cutest, fun, girly things like makeup and travel and wellness and skincare and just all of those things.
This is the cutest coloring book ever. It is girl therapy, bold and easy, and it has 50 single-sided pages with so many cute girly things like makeup, fashion, wellness, and so much more. There's a page where you can swatch all of your markers. It is a great way to rewind and really have a self-care moment. You can shop this on Amazon, and by the way, it makes for the cutest gift idea, whether it's for someone else or just for you.
Something else I've been doing is watercoloring. I have my watercolors and I would sit down and I would go ahead and take some time on evenings to just indulge in this activity, and it makes me feel so good. Definitely hobbies are so much fun, and I do have 50 hobbies that you should try. I will link it in to give you some ideas. Next up, spend time with your loved ones, and a way that I love doing this is hosting. I love to have my friends over, we have cute snacks and we make pretty drinks and we do something like coloring, for instance, or we just catch up, just do things like that, little things that helps to bond us and cement our friendship, because of course most of us don't get to see our friends every day. It's like a whenever you see them kind of thing, and that is very sad, because if we don't make the time to actively plan to see our friends, we probably will never see them. Spending quality time with loved ones create meaningful interactions that trigger the release of dopamine and oxytocin, which contributes to that sense of connection and happiness that you feel whenever you're with your friends. Next up, getting in a good work and planning session. When you start to plan your goals or plan your month or even your week, it gives you that dopamine boost, because again, it is telling your brain that a reward is going to come very soon, and your brain is like, okay, let's keep moving, let's keep inspired, let's keep motivated to getting this done so that we can get a reward. You can literally set a timer, like a 30-minute time on your phone, do your planning, do your homework, do your project in that 30 minutes, and then give yourself a little reward for 5 minutes after. Maybe even choose something that was on your dopamine menu for your sides or your starters even. When you complete a task or you achieve professional goals, it can give you a sense of accomplishment and long-term satisfaction. Something else you can do is organize something that you've been putting off, for instance, organizing your closet or cleaning your kitchen cupboards. Those two things, yes, it will take longer, as we said, a little bit more tedious, but the reward at the end is a lot more fulfillment when you actually do it. And of course, you could pair these activities with things like setting the mood and lighting a candle, or listening to soft, cozy music in the background to help you get through it. For me, I like taking an everything shower. I like to wash my hair. I like to dry brush, roll out my skin, apply body oil. I love having and creating that whole spa-like moment, and that makes me feel so rejuvenated after, when I come out and I feel like my body is tingling and I feel so refreshed. Something else to me, I love finishing a good book. Like when I'm reading and I'm in my reading nook and I'm on those last few pages, and my brain is like, okay, you need to finish this because you are going to feel so good that dopamine is going to be released as soon as you finish read this book, and that keeps me going. And of course, when I turn to the last page and I finish the book, it is like that dopamine burst all over again. I feel so happy and I want to read something else after. So on the topic of hobbies again, yes, you could do things home like the coloring, like what I was doing and stuff like that. But you can also go to a class, take a class. And I did do this mug glazing class and I've been loving it so much. I'm going to do like a cat painting class very, very soon, which I'm so excited about. So these little things make you feel happy, and even thinking about it and looking forward to it is what is giving you that happy feeling. You can also go on a solo date. This is something that I love doing. You can explore a new cafe, have a really nice cup of matcha and enjoy the moments by yourself, or you can have a beach day. You can go on a little adventure adventure by yourself. All of these things make you feel so happy and gives you that dopamine boost. So all of these main courses or entrees and these core activities and moments are perfect if you have a little bit more time to play with. So I feel like if the weekend might be a good time for generally the most of us, and if it's not, you can do what suits you in your lifestyle, but it might be a great time to have your friends over, get those connections in, make those moments together, and feel that dopamine boost when you're laughing and connecting with your friends. And if you don't have time during the week to do things for yourself, like go to a little cafe or go to a bookstore and get a new book, this is a great time when you can sit and plan a day like this. So again, you're planning it. Your brain is going to be like, oh my god, she's planning something fun. We're waiting for the reward, and it is going to keep inspiring you to work towards it. Next up, we're on desserts, and these are indulgent little activities that you can do. It's great, yes, but in moderation. These activities are just for pure pleasure, and they are a reward after working hard or completing a task, providing sweet moments of joy and relaxation. Remember that these activities are quick bursts of dopamine, and they're not going to give you that long-lasting fulfillment like your mains would have done. But these are great. It's just a guilty pleasure thing that you want to do, like a reward after you've done something great. They might not add lasting value, but they offer an instant joy and indulgence. It is about giving yourself permission to enjoy life's little luxuries. And again, great in moderation. Keep that in mind. Something like watching a feel-good show or movie. You have like a Netflix and binge day. Like if you have a series that you want to watch, something like Selling Sunset, I would binge that out so quickly. It is not the best way to get my dopamine hit, but it makes me feel good in the moment, and it's a great in moderation. And now that I've done that, I've rewarded myself after having a long week by watching this. Now I can move on with more long-lasting, fulfilling options on my dopamine menu. You could also treat yourself with maybe a slice of cake or your favorite ice cream, something like this to immediately boost your mood and reward yourself. And of course, gives you that comforting dopamine rush. You can pamper yourself, get a pedicure, a manicure, massage, something along those lines. So that would be beauty treatments, or you can even buy yourself a new outfit to make you look and feel confident. All of these are mood enhancers. Think about it when you try on new clothes and how good you feel, or when you walk out of a salon having your hair blown out, it makes you immediately feel good. But it's not something that you can do every single week. Of course, you're not going to sit down and binge TV every single night, or you're not going to be doing your nails every single week, or shopping and buying a new outfit all the time. These are things in moderation, like we said. So for me, my desserts will be like online shopping. I do love a little online and Amazon shopping. It's my guilty pleasure, but of course in moderation. I do love going out and having drinks with my friends. This happens maybe like once a month, or even once every 2 months. Is definitely not all the time. So it's fun because I'm getting that connection with my friends, as well as getting in my dopamine boost. I also do love a good Pinterest scroll, you guys. I'm not like onto TikTok. I don't even have the app. Like I like Instagram, but I love Pinterest. So if I want some time to rot, or if I just want some time to scroll, it's Pinterest that I'm in. Another guilty pleasure. Something else for me is ordering sushi in. There's just something about ordering my sushi, getting it, having a glass of wine, watching Netflix. It is a perfect Friday night to me, if you truly ask. I love this little moment. And again, it's not all the time I will be ordering sushi and just indulging like that, but it immediately makes me feel so good. Something that I love is thrifting. I love to find little treasures and look through little things in stores and stuff like that. And it makes me feel good, and it's something that I look forward to and will treat myself to ever so often. Last up are these specials, that little cherry on top, that little extra. These are activities or experiences that break the routine and offer something out of the ordinary. These might be big or small, but are always memorable and exciting. So these will give you that dopamine boost by introducing novelty and adventure into your life. How exciting does this feel? Specials in your dopamine menu will introduce the thrill of newness and change, offering new experiences that create lasting memories and deeper connections to the world around you. First up, something that immediately comes to mind is travel. When you travel, go on a cruise, go on a new adventure, go to a new country, something like that, something along those lines, it makes you feel so good. It's novel, it's adventurous. You literally feel so happy as you're packing and prepping for a trip. And if you need some inspo on that, I do have a video on how I packed and prepped for a cruise that you can go ahead and check out. But even the act of getting ready and doing all of your beauty maintenance and getting ready to go on the cruise, all of these things give you that dopamine boost boost. And then when you're on your trip, when you're on the airplane, when you're on the ship, it makes you feel so beyond excited. It gives you massive bursts of dopamine. This is out of the ordinary and it makes you feel amazing. Something else can be trying a new activity. So we did talk about hobbies before, but this can be an activity that you probably would not have tried on your day-to-day basis. Maybe it is like jet skiing or zip lining or mountain climbing or anything along those lines. So those would definitely be bigger versus doing the simple things like going to a salsa class or trying a new recipe or going to a new workout class. But all of this novelty and newness and adventure sparks curiosity and joy. Something else could be meeting new people, stepping out of your comfort zone. Maybe you're going to a new class, you're networking, and you're finding people who are like-minded to you and who have those same hobbies and interests like you. Especially ones that feel new or adventurous gives you the opportunity to connect, learn, and explore. You can also think about attending a pop-up or a market or something like that, and engaging in local activities are also a great way to get in that dopamine, meet new people, which can be both exciting and fulfilling. So for me, things that I would enjoy would be going to a concert. Of course, this is like a big one. It is a core memory. It is something that is going to make me feel so excited, from the planning, getting my tickets, to getting my outfits, to actually going to line up and then being in the arena. That is an entire dopamine boost on its own. Next up is a museum. I visited one recently and it was so much fun to just wander around, see everything, and immerse yourself into these activities, doing something out of the ordinary that you definitely wouldn't do on your day-to-day basis. And then something else that I like is, of course, exploring just new things, new hobbies, exploring new people, just going on different types of adventures. And it is so funny because my word for this year, 2025, is actually explore. I did an entire dream board, vision board video, and it is the ultimate guide to creating your vision board. You guys need to go ahead and check that out. But I love seeing how much this word explore pops up a lot of times, because it's just my reminder to keep exploring and doing new things, because it allows you to have connections and do something out of the mundane, as well as give you that dopamine boost. Do not forget that I have a template down below where you can go ahead and fill out your own dopamine menu, so that throughout the day you can look at little activities to boost your mood and make you feel better and more fulfilled. Remember, if you have less time, you can do things like starters or sides. If you have more time, you're going to do your main course and your core moments. And if you want to do something further into the year, that's when you'll be planning like your specials, like the things that are novel, out of your ordinary routine, and that will make you feel so excited and make you look forward to it. I hope that this helped you understand more about dopamine, how it can affect your learning, how it can affect your moods as well, and how it can be tied to creating routines. I would love to hear some items on your dopamine menu. You can comment it down below so I can probably even add it to mine. Thumbs this video up if you enjoyed it, and if you want to see more videos like these. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.